There aren't enough stars to light the way for all the children. So many of them not yet one. And still, old vampires drain headless toddlers at the altar of quadcopter, bomb, drone, gun. Skeletal mothers and fathers lend the stories they've shaped and loved to the wind for eternal safekeeping. Pray for death to carry them to the soul of their souls when they run out of weeping. The chosen ones recite their mantras. No innocence, animals. No innocence, animals. No innocence, animals. No innocence, animals. Animals, 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 animals. Wearing human skin. And the most moral army in the world teaches the devil how to sin. Civilians live stream an active intent to disappear a people in whole and in part. Missing limbs search for stolen bodies in the rubble of an architect's brutal art. The GHF, Council for Grotesque, Heinous Fuckery, plays a lethal hunger game with so-called human shields, lures humanity, hungry, hollow, into the killing fields. And the lie of an ever-virtuous West is best, ethical benchmark by which to measure the rest implodes inside little ones shot in the chest. The General Assembly cordially invites a people to observe their own erasure. Front row seats to involuntary euthanasia. But the God of all humanity is an ungracious, audacious, pugnacious guest and won't let the betrayal of a radical legacy rest, so burns UN Security Council tables when an African-American veto queen is liberation narrative as dormant gene. All that time kept outside the room when black wasn't even on the waiting list. This was the time for the only hand in the air to be a fist. Soldiers aim for the testicles of teenage boys. Discard brown bodies they've broken like they're just for Christmas toys. A military target is another journalist. A fetus is a terrorist. Technicians of a modern-day apocalypse assert their God-given right to cremate the living. On the body of an RAF plane, the wrath of love declares, for this, there can be no forgiving. And in a pageant of the perverse, political prostitutes prescribe paint. Endorse an assassin who's never a sinner, always the saint. And in La La Land, a holy democracy was not then, is not now, and could never ever be an occupying power, a gangster's imperial watchtower, and a prime minister disregards human rights, green lights, collective slaughter, says it's perfectly okay to cut off food, fuel, electricity and water. A foreign secretary, as bloated as his contempt for international law, demands to know what you calling a genocide for. And the lie of an ever-virtuous West is best implodes inside little ones shot in the chest. There aren't enough stars to light the way for all the children, so many of them unborn, and still a gardener uses the Bible to mow the lawn. Uproots inherited bloodlines from the civic registry, digs a mass grave for executed medics and memory. A felon applies abject insult as a plausible plan to satisfy Balfour's neo-colonial clan. Resurrected governors cling to the shriveled balls of empire. Justice bleeds on the shards of yet another broken ceasefire. Court jesters and circus dwellers pretending to be truth tellers fail to fact check, defend the sword, condemn the bloody neck. Mainstream media slaves desecrate context, the massacres a war, hostages prisoners, every omission is a choice. The killed have no killer, so says the passive voice. And here's a little girl who cannot wait for what's good in the world to meet her at the border. She puts the shirt she doesn't want to get dirty on the grave of a rule-based order. Maybe she remembers the white light that comes with every exit wound. Her story rising from the wreckage of a family, of a people entombed. No, there can never be. There will never be enough stars to remember all the martyrs by. So here's a little girl, 6 years old, born to die, dashing 335 bullets at the sky.